Hello LEGO fans, Bricks Unbound here with a room update video or room tour video. So over the past couple of months I've been spending a lot of time and energy and money, I guess, rearranging this room and getting better organized and better displays in here. So we're gonna take a look at that for this video. Obviously my major work in progress of Hogwarts here is taking up all of the middle of the room, but I have actually widened up walkways around it now, which have made it much easier to get at it to work on. There's been a little bit of progress since the last update, but I have been focusing most of my energy on reorganizing the room, which is most obvious along this back wall here. I now have all of these new organizers here. These two sacks at the end I had before, but I've got these new ones. They're the Iris brand, I-R-I-S. I found them at Target and on Amazon. Usually Target will have better sales on them though, for whatever reason, so watch out for them there, but they are harder to have in stock there. So I added in all of those organizers. Right now it is organized by color down to here. This set is empty, and then these at the moment are all kinds of little random pieces that I didn't really have enough of to give them their own bin in the various colors. But it's been coming along pretty well. It's working well for me for organizing. You can always just pull the drawers out, set them here on the table when I'm building, so I have all the parts easily accessible right on hand. We'll go ahead and walk around this way. So obviously on top I have several of the Harry Potter sets displayed. They're not all permanently here. I mean, nothing's permanent, right, in LEGO, but since we're still waiting on the Astronomy Tower and the Burrow and that whole new wave to come out, right now I just have a few other sets sitting here temporarily. They'll probably be replaced once that comes, although I might keep Hagrid's hut and just move it down. Anyway, above that we have a minifigure wall, well, the start of one. So right now it just has the Harry Potter figures from the new sets, right? So the 2018 wave forward, because of course, foolish me was essentially in my dark ages for all of the Harry Potter wave. I have a few of the sets from the very first ones that came out in 2000 or 2001, whenever that was, but I missed everything after that. So here we go. I just have the trio up here, and then it's sorted by houses after that. And then we got kind of the support characters, villains, teachers, and then Fantastic Beasts down at the bottom, as well as just some other random people in the middle. So obviously there's empty spots here. That's for the characters that are in those new sets and the next wave of collectible minifigures for Harry Potter. Whenever those end up arriving in the United States, I am ready for them. The gaps won't match up perfectly for the number we're getting, but I am trying to leave some space for future waves, because we should at least be getting another wave in 2021 to finish up movies 7 and 8, I would expect. And then for the rest of this, I have 7 more base plates worth of space. I can fit like 48-ish minifigures, depending on the size and if there's big figs and things in these. I have a bunch of Lord of the Rings figures / Hobbit figures that have just been in storage since I moved, so maybe I can give a plate or two to those depending on how many there are. I'm not sure about the rest. I have a bunch of Marvel and DC figures also in storage and in sets that are still not built that will need space as well. Back behind me is where I am storing my instructions, so I do have them sorted out by theme. Some of them are overflowing into other folders, some are just unmarked folders. So I need to do quite a bit more work to get all of these organized. For example here, when I first started, but when I started collecting LEGO and first started organizing these instruction manuals, I'm like, oh, I'll just have a small one for license, small one for non-license. For the sets that I don't have a lot of, but even those are going to have to get split out because I think there's all kinds of random ones in those. So I need to do quite a bit more organizing here. This shelf is also a new shelf. It previously was one that was about half that size. There's only 3 shelves in it. I do wish there was one more in here though, because there's a lot of empty space between these, and if I condense those down I could fit another row of probably DVDs in there. I have various DVDs up top here, some Lego, some not Lego, but that's where those are. And these are more manuals that need to be sorted, so I need to work on that sooner rather than later. Spinning back around, for the most part underneath the tables here I do have some storage down at this end that have some sets. I think Helm's Deep is in one of these. There's some Nexonite stuff in a few of them, some Ninjago. So that's at this end. The rest of it is mainly sets that need to be built or sorted out. So that's what for the most part is under the tables. It's not completely full of that. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be parted out and things as well. Down here is a spot where there needs to be a table, and right now it is just kind of piled with all the stuff that didn't fit anywhere else, things that need to be parted out, some sets back there that need to be built. But it's work in progress. Again, I'm just waiting on getting a table. Unfortunately, due to the location I live, I guess being too remote, or at least too far from an IKEA store, they don't deliver to me. And with the current pandemic going on, it's rather difficult to travel the 4.5 hours to the closest store to get another table. But I really want one here so I can keep working on this section. Basically I need to have what I'm going to make the Ravenclaw Tower here in the middle. This will just essentially be mirrored on the other side. Then the courtyard in this area with the Astronomy Tower coming up out of it. But I need another table before I can get to any of that. So hopefully I can get to IKEA before too much longer to get the last one. And these shelves over here are what used to be along my parts wall. And right now the plan is to have these be Mega Construx displays. So I have several different Pokemon displays up right now. I need to get a bunch more parts to build some more display stands for the rest of those Pokeball series of figures. Some of the larger figures get their own areas here. And I really like those sets. You know, it's not as high quality plastic necessarily with as good of grip as Lego, but they still make some good stuff. And I mean, I very much enjoy Pokemon, as you can tell, so it's good to have those here. Up on top, I plan on having the top at least be some Game of Thrones displays for Mega Construx once they get the next wave of sets out. Again, waiting on it because pandemic has obviously delayed everything, understandably. And then right now this is Lego part storage. So this one is all plants. This one is kind of minifigure related stuff, base plates, and then some more just other parts, things that need to be parted out, sets. Here's that Wonder Woman mock from 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was about the time the movie came out, so 2017. But it's at least mostly organized here. Over here are Mega Construx parts, and these two smaller ones still has random little Lego odds and ends, but I plan on moving those out to some of the newer storage containers. Some random Star Wars up on top. Here's a view of Hogwarts so far from this end. Looking pretty good. And then as we go over here, there's buildings from my city that obviously hasn't had an update since Hogwarts started, since it's taking up all of the table space. But they're just chilling there along with the Tower of Orthanc, which just kind of got shoved in there fairly unceremoniously at the moment. More sets underneath there to be built or parted out. And now the other section of the room that has changed quite a bit is this section of shelving. So previously there were way more of these various boxes up on other shelves. I did actually build a few of those sets. I parted out quite a few of those sets that were there. Shoved a bunch of them under the tables right now. temporarily as I build them and sort minifigures and stuff out of them. But there's actually a little bit of a return of the city here, which is exciting. I guess before I get to that, above this desk we have superhero displays. I have room for some more over here, so probably what I'll do is maybe I'll have DC over here, Marvel on this wall, or the other way around, but that's where those are going. I would say up here is maybe half of my superhero figures. I know I've been needing to rearrange this, so I haven't really been putting the rest of them out on display yet, because I have a whole nother base plate already of Lego Batman movie figures that I had to take down to fit the shelving in. So I need to do some space adjustments. Since there are so many Lego Batman movie figures themselves, what I might end up doing, and I measured it out, is those might end up going above my door here, so then I can keep this wall for the DC Extended Universe movies and the comics. And then, I don't know, I don't think my Marvel figures will even fit on this wall. So I'll have to think about that a little bit more. But back to here. So this, I guess, kind of... So the bottom, storage underneath, mainly vehicles, city-related vehicles, superhero-related vehicles. Any other random vehicles or small builds are what's in the tubs at the very bottom layer. The one above that is just sets right now. And then we've got a... displays in progress is what I will call these next two sets of shelves. So city on these shelves here, I just brick built this road, had a ton of 1x2 dark bluish gray things for a similar idea with my previous city that has some brick built roads, but never really got around to it. But working our way down, this one kind of has some superhero builds. I made the pizza place and Peter Parker's apartment section modular here, so it's been stretched out to a full 16 by 32 base plate. Similarly do that for the Sanctum Sanctorum, although I might even want to make that one on a 32 by 32 and get rid of probably this build. Store it away. I still really like that because it was one of my first custom builds for the city before, so I don't really want to completely destroy it. Daily Bugle needs to be updated as well. But I kind of like this look of the shelves. There's just enough room to have a base plate and then that road out in front of it, so it's looking pretty good. This is a mess down here. It's all the various Friends theme shops. So basically my plan here is to make this into like a shopping mall for the Friends. So it will be a continuation still of the city leading down into here, and once that mall is built, this will look a lot better. It's not a super high priority thing right now, but eventually I'll get around to it. Underneath that is the hopefully future home of the Bat Cave. So right now just have vehicles kind of sitting here chilling on top of some base plates. Have the Lego Batman movie Batcave there. You still need to get the one from, was it last year or 2 years ago? It has like Clayface in it and another bat tank looking thing. We'll probably do some combining of computer screens and things between those to get a better one. Next to that is the future home of a Minecraft display, so it's certainly going to look better than this. Not entirely sure the design. I might have it where there's kind of mountain going up over the nether region here. We'll see what ends up happening here. Right now it's just a bunch of sets sitting out. And then the last section down here is going to be Jurassic World related, or at least we'll have dinosaurs on display. They take up a lot of space because they're pretty big, so it'll be a small section of Jurassic World. There's some sets here. These are actually Jurassic World sets, so if I get those built, I could probably just set them on the shelf as well. So that's the plan, is to have just a bunch of little mini displays here. That way, I have something to work on in addition to Hogwarts. If I get a little tired of putting a bunch of tan together, then I can turn around and work on some other colors. But none of these projects are super high priority right now. It's just kind of sitting in these spots to have an idea of what I want to do eventually. I'm still working on Hogwarts first off. And then it's just random stuff sitting up here. You can see pieces of former city. This was a monster I built for my D&D campaign. Have my players fight. There's a little Titan's Tower super micro scale mock. There's just random stuff in here. And up above is stuff that was too tall to fit on the shelves. And then we got 2 shelves of Star Wars vehicles. I'm not a huge like Star Wars vehicle collector, so you know, I have some here. They're on display. And then down here we have the Garmadon's Shark Army. So I got a bunch of these sets when they were super discounted at I think Walmart and Target, possibly even Amazon. Because I really liked the figures, and I liked the wackiness of the builds, the sea creature related builds, so they got to get their own shelf for display, at least for the moment. This could be a shelf that switches out every once in a while for some other army or display. And Nexo Knights up above, some more random sets. The Destiny's Bounty set from that movie, which is a fantastic build. Highly recommend it if you haven't already built it. And I think that pretty much gets us all the way around. Again, just a few more storage things down here for parts. That blue one is mainly empty now because I've sorted the parts into all those. I think that just about covers everything in the room then, so let me know what you think about the organization now, especially all these new containers over here. I'm pretty excited about it, being able to sort things more efficiently, being able to find parts more quickly, and do a lot more building. So please come back for more videos, and thank you for watching.